ठीक है, कहाँ से सही है? ऊपर दिख रहा है? ठीक है,
और नीचे
इधर और ठीक है, दिख रहा है? ठीक है, आइए शुरू है। ओके, good morning everyone, and this is Santosh here. And today, actually, yesterday we had done past continuous tense and its usage, right? But today, first I'll give you some questions based on past continuous, and I had already taught all the tenses in your classes. I think we had done simple present, present continuous, present perfect like this. So first time I'll give some questions, and you have to make the questions. You have to note down the question on your notebook, and after that you have to do this. And this I'll check when the school is open. But today I am going to teach you the past perfect tense. And the past perfect tense, actually we had done past continuous earlier, but today we shall do past perfect. But before this, I will give you some questions to do. You have to note them down, and I'll check them when you come in the class. Fill in the blank with suitable form of verb. So I'll give you only 10 questions to do, and these questions I have already told you all that I'll check when the school opens, but you have to write them on your notebook and you have to do by yourself. The earth moves round the sun. First question. The cow eats grass. It dash for 5 hours. My father dash, in the bracket you write by only. My father bracket by a car last year. It walked to be dark now. My brother teach me English now. 2 years past since I dash school, since I leave Delhi. They returned already. So 8 questions I have completed, and once again I would like to read these questions for you. The the word in the bracket you have to fill the sentence with the correct answer. The cow dash, in the bracket is grass. It rained for 5 hours. My father dashed a car last year. It Verb to be. Here I would like to tell you what are verb to be. Is, am, are, was and were. You have to choose one of them. My brother dash me English now. 2 years in the bracket the word is past. Since I in the bracket the word is leave Delhi. And they dash in the bracket return already. Now I am giving two more questions, just removing these two questions which I have written here. Question number 9. There go my teacher. Here come. Here in bracket you have to write come. In bracket here go the bus. Only 10 questions I have written, and these questions you have to write on your notebook, and when you all come in the school, I'll check your notebook whether you have done it or not. So first write them. I am giving you 2 minutes time, and after this I shall start the past perfect tense. So okay, now I am going to clear the board, and after clearing I shall start past perfect tense. Okay, so I have cleaned this, and about tenses I would like to tell you, and I have so many times uh, told you all there in my class that tenses are very important. We have to know all the tenses and their structures. We should also know how to frame sentences based on different type of tenses. And tenses play one of the most important roles in terms of communication, in terms of reading some text, in terms of comprehension some passages like this. So tense and voice play a very important, a very pivotal role, you can say, so far as communication and etc. are concerned. So just write down past perfect tense. So first we shall write the definition. The past perfect tense is that tense which shows an action that happened before another action in the past. Once again, I would like to read the definition for you. Please match all the words, all the words and definition what I am writing, and only then be sure whether you have written correctly or not. The past perfect tense is that tense which shows an action that happened before another action in the past. पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस वह टेंस होता है जो ये बतलाता है कि कोई काम एक दूसरे के पहले भूतकाल में हुआ था या नहीं. लाइक द पेशेंट हैड डाइड बिफोर द doctor came. So here you can see two actions had taken place just before one another. First, the patient had died before the doctor came. I mean, first, the death of the patient had happened. The death of the patient had taken place after the doctor came. So there are two actions happening just before each other. So this is called the past perfect tense, and this is the simple past tense. Actually, this is a sentence which has two clauses. First clause is in the past perfect, and the second clause is in the simple past tense. Normally these days in the latter chapter or latter just after some time I will teach you that past perfect tense has not any single identity until it is used in a clause actually. So if someone tells you that I have written a letter, according to modern grammar, I have written a letter is not correct. So simply we can speak I have written a letter like I wrote a letter. If I say I had gone to Patna, we can say it I went to Patna until it is the part of a big clause like the patient had died before the doctor came. Here this sentence has two clauses. This sentence has two clauses, and the first clause is in the past perfect and the second clause in the past tense. So simply past perfect tense is used when it is the part of a bigger clause. That is the thing I was repeating. So let us start the structure now. मैं ये बता रहा था बच्चों कि पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस अकेला यूज नहीं होता है आधुनिक अंग्रेजी में. हम अगर कहते हैं कि मैं घर जा चुका था तो इसको इंग्लिश में आई So let us start the structure first. And you simply know that in the past perfect tense we use subject had, V3 and object. So we start writing first assertive sentence. What will be the structure of the assertive sentence? So you better know first we have to write subject, after that the helping verb had, then V3 and finally object. So this is the structure of assertive sentence. Then the negative sentence structure. First we have to write subject had, then not, then V3 and finally we put the object. Just one thing that I would like to focus your attention here is that had not is also contracted and it is written like this. She had an V3 object. We can also write this structure like this. But for your kind information, I would like to tell you that this is the written form and this is the spoken form. So while talking, you will find that people use this form most of the time, and while writing, people write this type of a structure. So just try to understand and know how to speak also and know how to write also. Next question. Question simply we put had here. After that we put the subject and as usual V3 object and sign of interrogation. This is the This is the structure of question sentence. Now comes negative question. You simply do the same thing. First you put the helping verb, then subject, after that we use not, then V3 and object, and finally we put the sign of interrogation, because this is a question sentence. The other thing, once again I would like to tell you all my students, that when you just make had and not a contracted form like this becomes hadn't. This becomes hadn't plus subject, V3, object, sign of interrogation. One thing that I would like to say you again, that this form is a communicative form, you can say, or a spoken form. So most of the time while speaking we should use this form, and while writing we use this form. And finally, just I am giving you 2 minutes time. Please note them down on your notebook. I am coming back just after 2 minutes only, then I'll just clean the board and I'll proceed further. So please just copy it down, and when school opens I shall talk to you whether you have written it or not. If you have not written and if you have not done, I'll punish you. That's why just it is your duty to write all these on your notebook. Okay, student, I hope that you all have this taken down in your notebook, and you better know the situation that is going right now, because we had been ordered by the DM of Muzaffarpur that school would be closed till 11, because there has been a very clement weather outside and we are not able to go outside because of this. And all the schools, our school Drona is also suspended for 11. That's why I request everyone not to go out of your home, because it's extremely cold outside, and just be indoors and start studying. So now first write down this and confirm that you have just copied it on your notebook. I am just obliterating it. So that I have written, I have already completed the structures. Last structure is WH word structure, WH word question. So finally what you do while just writing the WH word structure, so first you have to write WH word, then had will come, then subject, then V3, object, sign of interrogation. So this is the last structure. You can also make it negative question like this. WH words had, subject, not. You can also write like this, but I usually give only 5 structures to my student to do. No issue. Right now I write one sentence and I give 1 minute time to all, and you have to change one assertive sentence to 4 other variations. Like I had written a letter. Now this example of assertive sentence will be changed into negative question, negative question, and WH word question. So how will you write? I will help you here right now. So just simply that's it, assertive. I have already given the structure. Negative, I had not written a letter, right? You can also Just write it like making it a contracted form. I had done written a letter. So you can also write this, but I have already mentioned this, that this is the spoken form, all time we speak. Now question, how question will be made, helping verb is taken out of the sentence and written at first, like had I written a letter, and finally you put the sign of interrogation. Now negative question, had I not written a letter, sign of interrogation again, and you can also write it making had and not in a contracted form, like hadn't I written a letter, and finally you put the question mark. And WH word, I had already told you all about WH word family. So many words come under WH word family, like who, what, when, how, where, which, whose, why, etc. So these are called WH word family. I have already mentioned in our classes when we were just studying offline. So WH word, you can pick any of the WH word, like I am picking how. How had I written a letter? Again, I will tell that you can make it question also. Although I have not given you the structure, but I am helping you to form its negative question also. How had I not written a letter here? To sign of interrogation. Once again, you can make it, it's a contacted form. Contacted form. How will it be contacted? Like how hadn't I written a letter? So we have already finished the structures at one question, and it's all the variations I have already done for you. And you will also get lots of assistance just from my side also. Just see how have you done. While doing present or past perfect tense, we normally use that helping of had. पास्ट परफेक्ट बनाते समय हम हैड का यूज करते हैं, और वी मेन वर्ब का थर्ड रूप आता है. नेगेटिव बनाने के लिए हम नॉट लगाते हैं, हैड नॉट. और ये जब बोलचाल की भाषा होती है तो हैडंट बोलते हैं, है ना. और वी भी सब में आता ही है. उसके बाद देखिए हैड क्वेश्चन बनाने के लिए हेल्प वर्ब को बाहर किया, फिर नेगेटिव क्वेश्चन करने के लिए हैड और नॉट और इनको शॉर्ट किया. इसको कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड फॉर्म बोलते हैं. कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड फॉर्म बोलते हैं, मतलब हेल्पिंग और नॉट को मिला दें तो इसको हम कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड फॉर्म बोलेंगे. तो यहाँ हैड नॉट, यहाँ कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड फॉर्म है. उसी तरह यहाँ भी मैंने कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड फॉर्म का एक्सरसाइज एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ है. सो फाइनली गाइस वी आर गेटिंग दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड फॉर्म इज यूज्ड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इन स्पोकन इंग्लिश, एंड rather all this, after all this, we use in written form. So I am giving you 1 minute time, and please finish it when I write these examples, and then we shall discuss. Okay guys, I hope that you all have copied all these things very properly in your notebook. And one suggestion from my side is that when you come to school, after our school gets copied, then I'll check everyone copy, everyone notebook, and I'll check personally, those who are in my class, whose class teacher I am also. I'll check all of your copy books, and if you have not written this today only, then you will just get punished by me. Just remember this. And now I'm just going to end this class. I hope you enjoyed my class. Okay, bye.
ऐसे करना है, ऐसे